finally I get to drive the all new, well, new at this point, Mark 8 Volkswagen GTI. Look, I made it a personal mission of mine to drive all new, available for sale in North America, sport compact cars between, like late 2021 throughout 2022. It was very grueling, I promise you. And even so far in 2023, I've kind of dipped back into one or two cars. I mean, look, I'm doing my best. It's a tough job. Somebody's got to do it. And driving all these sport compact cars, there was just one missing the whole time. It was this one. And I promise you, I reserved it as a press car on at least 3 occasions. And every time it eluded me for, well, let's call them glitchy issues. But that's all behind us now, because here it is before, well, me and you. And I couldn't be happier, because, well, it really kind of comes full circle, because it's the last one and the first one ever-ish. No, ever. It's, I don't know, it's rewarding. Life is good. We should be thankful, because these cars are, in my opinion, the most representative of what driving is all about. I want to say I'm not impressed by it, but that's not entirely true. I'm not drawn to Lamborghinis and Ferraris and McLarens. I mean, I do like driving them whenever I can, but these cars have character, have soul, have personalities, are meant to be driven hard and can be driven hard. And no matter what, you always enjoy what you're doing. You're always involved in what you're doing. It's, I mean, I've got, you can't see them, it's also a little cold, but I've got goosebumps just thinking about the joy these cars have brought me and continue to bring me, because I own a few still at home. And okay, so I'm not going to BS you and tell you that the new Mark 8 GTI is the best of them all, because it's not. But what it does is still represent the core of the segment. In other words, it's like all other cars in a segment kind of draw something from the GTI as the originator, be it in handling, performance, styling, or just driver involvement. Well, sure, it might be a little bit of a stretch when you compare it, say, to a BRZ, or well, for a BRZ, anything rear-wheel drive, which doesn't really match with this, but it's still, there's still some, look, just follow, believe me, okay? And the beauty kind of thing is with this particular GTI is that, as you can see on the side of the decal, this is an actual 40th anniversary limited edition GTI, of which there will only be about 500 for sale in Canada, 1,500 for sale in the US, which I want to take a moment to say thank you, Volkswagen Canada, for doing all of this legwork. I know there are passionate, hardworking people there that make things happen for us, Volkswagen, us. Ooh, wow, what the hell? I'm out. No, I still own a number of Volkswagens, but to make these things still happen. Because when you consider 1,500, 500, anyway, and then when I tell you the pricing differences between Canada and US, anyway, for me, it's mind-blowing. 40th anniversary, which harks back to the fact that the GTI first arrived in North America in 1983, and not the 40th anniversary of the GTI, because it arrived in 76, and it will soon celebrate its 50th anniversary. And I think it's going to be electric, but that's just me. I hope not, but I hope so at the same time. Whatevs. GTI. I'm going to do a walk around of this Mark 8 GTI, which is, the styling is growing on me, I'll tell you. Well, as we walk around. You've seen a few on the road. There aren't that many, I have to say. But anyway, and then we're going to go for a GTI drive. Just saying it makes me smile. Please hang in there. Look, as far as styling is concerned, as I was trying to say, is that the look of the Mark 8 is starting to grow on me. I still, I have it parked beside my Mark 7 Sport Wagon in the driveway, and I still think the Mark 7 is a little bit nicer, a little bit more visually subtle, put together, I don't know. But even so, the GTI and the Golf R, for that matter, are both quite attractive cars. And it's really just a question of the brow. You know, like the headlights are kind of low and the hood kind of stretches out far over it in a way. I don't know if you can see what I'm trying to say. But look, it's still a hatchback. It's still a GTI, and it just will always be damn near perfect in my book. So pricing for the GTI in the US starts at $30,350. In Canada, $32,495. The top trim is the Autobahn in the US at $39,070. In Canada, it's the Performance at $39,895. That's a small gap, my friends. The 40th anniversary of this car, and by the way, is $33,055 in the US and $36,995 in Canada. So what I'm trying to say is that the pricing gaps between Canada and the US is probably some of the closest and most narrow in the car business. When you compare Canadian versus US pricing for content and trim, that's what I was trying to say. Thank you, Volkswagen Canada. By the way, the DSG is still a $1,400 option and has been, I think, for about 12 or 13 years. The same price, which is kind of insane. Okay, base equipment in the base GTI: 17-inch wheels, electronically controlled LSD, 10.25-inch digital IP, the cockpit, 8-inch touchscreen display, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, keyless entry, start, wireless charging, heated front seats, and steering wheel. So even in the base car, and you still get the same, well, upgraded 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. More to come on that very shortly. That's a heck of a lot of car for $32,500. The Autobahn just adds 18s, 10-inch touchscreen display, and a few other things. And the Performance at the other end is just a bunch of, as far as I'm concerned, useless stuff. But the 40th adds these 19-inch Scottsdale wheels. They are unbelievably beautiful. They're actually borrowed from the Club Sport, from the European car. They are amazing. Other changes also with the 40th. You can see the honeycomb grille pattern kind of repeated. It's too bad that it's dirty, but hey, it's been raining for the last, I don't know, 3 years. You know, there's got the black roof. It's got the black mirror caps. Visually, I mean, the 40th anniversary is just kind of a dress-up kit, but it works too. There's a light bar in the grille up front as well. You also get a few decals, well, stuff on the inside, just 40th anniversary badging. But the big difference is that you get the dynamic chassis control, which I'll show you in a few, well, I'll talk to you about that in a few minutes, which you only get in the Performance and not in the other two versions. Anyways, $36,995. So let's just finish the tour here. This is what I love about the Volkswagen. See, the camera is hidden in there, so that means it's always clean. I love that. 564 liters of boot space. It's a Golf. It's a Golf. It's tragic that there's no Golf, but I'll you know what, I'm over, no I'm not, but whatever. and yeah, this I could stare at for days and days, and it just gets better once you get in the front. Might as well take a quick look. Look, getting in and out is absolutely easy. The amount of legroom in the back, it's just spectacular. Little pouches, so cute. There's a shot of the dashboard. Lots of screens, but very Spartan. Nothing or very little going on. Same as the Golf R. It's Volkswagen will fix that in the future, right? They've said they're going to put buttons back in the cars. Okay. Oh, I didn't even mention Urano Gray. Unique to the GTI 40. It's also available Tornado Red, white, and I should remember the other, the Pomelo Yellow, which is very cool also. I would go Tornado Red because that's it. It's just classic. This is Mark 7 stuff, or at least it looks like it. Yeah, no, it is. Great door cards, the seats, and only, or basically only the Germans understand that you want a manual base and you want a power seat back. That's a height adjustment. Just a quick note, these seats are unbelievably supportive and comfortable, but like my Mark 7, lumbar support is insufficient. But that might just be me. I'm an old man. There's a sign that this is a 40th, and that's about it on the interior as far as 40th highlights are included. Start her up. The other GTI that was on the fleet last year, which eluded me, was the SG, but this one has 3 pedals. Oh yes. All right, so I'm currently in the custom drive mode. I'll just show that to you in a moment. This is your 10.25-inch display, which is standard. Heated steering wheel, standard. This is also the standard steering wheel, which is, I'm gonna steal it. Look, it's better than it was. There's still, this is one of my favorite examples. So you want your heated seats? Let's turn them on. Oh wait, no, you can't just turn them on. So there's, for most functions, there's always one step too many. I mean, it's great if you realize, or you will realize eventually, that this is also climate access, right? But if you just want the heated seats separate from everything else, I don't know. There's a learning curve. It's better than it was. These are the only kind of buttons you get. So I'm just gonna go right into drive mode. So I have custom setup. That's the other thing. Okay, so you see this little bar here. It's ultra sensitive. So that's for your heat, the volume, and heat. So 2 sides, right? So I'm gonna go back in, okay, drive mode. I'm trying to do this through my phone. So this is your DCC. That's the thing. Look at the number of adjustments, variable adjustments that can be made to the dampers. It's glorious, glorious. Steering I have in comfort because it's already quick enough. Drivetrain sport because why not? Engine sound, that's important. I don't know if it's me, but okay. Engine sound because it just pumped in into the car. It just sounds horrible and fake, but everything else is just relax. Look at your sport and your comfort and your eco. I have not bothered with that. Custom for the win. Storage, by the way, I always have cables in my car, though this is equipped with wireless charging, wireless CarPlay as standard. In my opinion, or my experience, 1 out of 3 cars that I've driven, I mean, it's so unreliable, the wireless Apple CarPlay, that I just wire them all. That's it, case closed. Storage, a little bit, storage here too. This is adjustable and pulls out, which is really, really cool. The seats, huge door bins, such a Volkswagen thing. I love it, and visibility is quite good. I mean, they're kind of useless little windows down there, but they make a huge difference. And I've said way too many things. Let's go for a drive. Good Lord, I just love driving this car. I don't even know where to begin. I mean, of the numerous highlights, so much traffic. Of the numerous highlights, I mean, the one, it's the manual transmission. And if I was gonna be slightly difficult about it, I'd say maybe I'd like a little bit more of some mechanical resistance in the throws. You know, like maybe in a Type R or a GR Corolla, which your car is in a notch above. But that's why this car is the middle ground, right? It's easy to shift. I mean, clutch pedal travel is linear, and the friction point is not hidden. It's not a switch. There's some give and forgiveness, but it's still wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. It's second nature shifting in this car. The power, the E888, now Evo 4 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder engine is a beautiful engineering piece that provides just effortless, easy torque. I mean, it's up to 241 horsepower now at 6,500 RPM, 273 pound-feet of torque at 4,000 RPM, which incidentally, indulge me, is more or less the exact same numbers on paper that my now Mark 7 Golf sport wagon with the 1.8T and Unitronic Stage 1 update produces. And the seat of pants feeling, right? The butt dyno, once underway, I think they feel about the same as far as, or very, very close. The difference will be in the fact that A, I don't have a sport drive mode, and B, the Golf is still about at least 250 or 300 pounds heavier than this. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of traffic. Something must have happened. I don't know, you can see it starting to pile up. Ooh, wow. Okay. Oh yeah, something happened. Today's news traffic update. So I'm gonna change my plans slightly. And just say that I think if I was rich enough to do a clutch dump on my sport wagon, I don't know that I would exactly match the GTI's, give or take 6.5 seconds, 0 to 100 kilometer an hour sprint, but I wouldn't be close or that far behind. Indulged in. Yeah, the drive modes though do make a difference. Sport drive mode, as I showed you, I'm in custom, and I have throttle response set in sport, so it's a little snappier than my Golf. Okay, I'm done. Really, a dynamic chassis control. It is the game changer for the GTI and for the Golf R, because this car is refined. It's smooth. It holds the road. It never relinquishes grip. Thanks to the big Hankook tires too. They do help. See. This is part of the element in which the GTI feels comfortable, hence why it's the middle ground. Other sport compact cars, although most of them are extremely civilized today, are not exactly as happy just motoring as I am right now. But the GTI it's such a jack of all trades. And the Golf R is one extra trade. With the limited slip differential in the front, the car is, it just wants to tear the pavement out from under it. Brakes feel great. Steering, I have it in comfort because it's really, really quick already. And it doesn't need to be extra heavy with more resistance. The dosing in the assistance is just perfect as is and normal. It's a multi-link rear. Do you really care to know about that? Vented discs all around. Brake pedal feel is wonderful. Heel and toe is very easy. What a glorious, glorious car. I mean, I think the final question, and I'll promise you I'll try and keep it at that, is, do you get this, an Elantra N-Line, or do you get a Civic Si? And the thing is that if you want a little bit of this and a little bit of that, it's all in this. And that's why this is the middle ground. The Elantra N-Line is really fun. And the Civic Si is very particular. It's an acquired taste, I think. And if you just want to drive with all of the physical involvement, SI is still a notch above this. But if you like to chill, as I'm doing right now, good Lord, the GTI, it's magic. It's just plain magic. That is all. I am done.